Hey guys, my name is Roland Boothby for the GPI, and today we are playing some Power Up. For those of you who don't know what Power Up is, it's the latest offering from PokerStars in its alpha version, and this is a kind of HearthStone meets poker kind of development, which is similar to Hold'em X, or similar in some ways to Hold'em X, which the GPI MediaX released around about 2 years ago. And we are playing some 1K, 1,000 play money 3-man sit and go here under the name Worthinator. Don't ask me why. And we are going to talk to you about some basic strategy and basically trying to give you a little understanding of what each power card means and what it does and how it should be used to outfox your opponents in particular spots. So some of it may not be clear at first, but as the tutorial progresses, things will become more clear. So here we have we've got 3 cards which we can use. We have the Disintegrate card, which can be used on the flop to destroy a board card. We have the Clone card, which can give you a previously played power card of your opponents. And we've got the Engineer card, where you can choose future cards to come. But I think for the meantime, we're just going to pop it up here with the Ace of Hearts and the 3 of Clubs. And see what develops. We don't really know much about our opponents. We've got Single Seater, and we've got PL Georgios, who's from Greece, unsurprisingly. Okay, we've flopped bottom pair here, so could choose to disintegrate board card at this point, one of the overcards perhaps, and we could look to engineer future cards. I think as this pot's got quite big, I think we should play our engineer card. Hopefully we will draw a card which will assist us. I think in this instance the 7 of spades pairing the board is probably the wisest choice. None of these cards really help our hand, so we're gonna go ahead and bet this, and hopefully our opponents will let their hands go. If we get played back out, probably gonna have to give this one up. The 7 of spades will give us 2 pair. Our opponent is gonna look at the next card as well. So this scanner card, as you're seeing right now, does allow you to look at the next card that will come out, and you can choose to discard that card if you wish for it not to come out. So our opponent is going to call our bet, and our third opponent, PL Georgios from Greece, is going to move all in. We're going to have to let this one go, unfortunately, and let's see if we get a showdown here. Single Seater played a power card, so we'll have some information about future streets in the hand. We quickly take a look at the other 2 cards that I'm holding. We've got the Clone. Clone is a card that can be useful. If your opponent has played a particularly powerful card in a hand, you can pick up that card straight away to slightly negate the strength of your opponent's play. We did see the bust out of the player to our left there. Didn't quite catch the action, and we are heads up for the title. And 10-3 is a hand that we're not going to play in this situation. We have picked up an Intel card, so we can peek at the next deck card for the remainder of the hand. And we're going to see a limp here from PL Georgios. We're just going to check the 5-3 here, try and flop something. We have flopped bottom pair now, so we do have some options. We do have 9 energy points, and these energy points are the kind of the juice that allow you to play your power cards. So I think in this instance, just disintegrating the 10 is a decent spot. It brings us, takes us from third pair to second pair, which can never be too bad. I'm just going to check this one back. We do have the 5 of diamonds for the backdoor flush draw. King of Hearts, not a great card for us. We could either peek at the next card, but I think we're just okay to check this to our opponent, and he's going to check as well. This 8 is a reasonable card. I feel like with an 8 we would have heard from our opponent previously. We could play our Intel card, which is looking at the next card. Not that there is one, and we've got our Clone card. We're not going to use this for now. Just going to check this and hope that our 3 represents the best hand. It probably will. Yeah, PL Georgios gonna muck, and we're going to take a very small pot. Okay, picked up 9-7 here on the button, so we've been given the upgrade card. This card allows you to draw a 3rd hole card. and you do not get to play the hand with 3 hole cards. You will have to discard one of those hole cards straight away. So it's slightly better to use that one on the flop. We're just going to bump things up here from the button with the 9-7 and see how this proceeds. Now, in this instance, we have the 7 of clubs. We whiffed the flop pretty hard, so this would be a time to upgrade to a 3rd card. Could draw a king for top pair, we could draw a club, we could draw certain cards that will give us gut shot straight draws. So we are going to upgrade to a 3rd card. The Jack of Spades is not one of those cards, so it is a high card. We're going to have to discard the 9, keep the 7 for the backdoor straight and flush possibilities, and we're going to have to bet half pot here. It's a pretty dry board, and our opponent could be check folding a lot of flops, and yeah, this is one of them. So we did use up a power card there in a pretty small pot, which you generally don't want to do. These cards are, should be saved for the bigger pots, using your energy to really manipulate the large pots. Single raise pots, maybe not so much, but it felt like a nice spot. PL Georgios has limped to us. We've got 5-4 in the big blind. So we'll check this and look to hit a flop. That is certainly a flop. We've flopped the gut shot with a flush draw. The intel card, we could use this intel card, but this is a hand we want to be leading into our opponents, or check raising. I think check raising on reflection is the better option. Our opponent has opted not to c-bet, which means we've picked up a 5. We also have the flush draw and the straight draw. Not really any need to play the intel card, which is the only card we have available to us at the moment. But I think a pot size bet here will probably take this down, given the fact that PL Georgios checked back. Okay, so the King of Clubs, not one of the better cards. It whiffs all our draws, and is an overcard to our pair of 5s. So we're just going to check this and hope that a pair of 5s is good. Not much we can do on the power card side of things. None of these really apply in this situation. I'm fairly new to this game, so I'm not quite sure how we can use intel to peek at the next card, given that all 5 cards are out, but that's something we'll be learning about, hopefully, in the future. We've just got a 5 here after a very promising start. We just have a bluff catcher. We did check to a PL Georgios on the river after checking back the flop. I think we're going to have to get curious here and look him up, and well, there we go. He rivered 2 pair, we were behind anyway, slightly unfortunate turn of events, and looking not to go 3-0, or 0-3 should I say. So here we've got 6 energy cards here. We've got the King 4, let's bump it up and see what our opponent does. It's like our opponent is thinking this one through. Nice position of having 20 energy points. Hasn't really been playing the power cards too liberally. And again, we flop a marginal holding. We could engineer the next card. We could peek at the deck's next card. I think engineer is a potentially strong hand. This pot could get big. So yeah, we want to be looking to draw a card which is favourable to our holding. The 10 or the deuce. I think I'm going to pick the deuce. Don't really want to decline to 4th pair. But again, possibly not strong enough to bet here, so we're just going to check this one back. The deuce does put 3 spades out. It's been checked to us. Don't think we can get any value here. We can't play our intel or our clone card, so we're just going to check this one down. Hope to get to showdown. That deuce is a very bricky card. Got a 4 with a good kicker, so I think I'm just going to bet this. Hope to get value off worse 4s or maybe even ace high. Probably taking myself to value town again, but we're going to win that one. Finally, hand has gone our way. And okay, only have 3 energy cards at this point, and it's pretty favourable that we've got a walk there. That allows us to pick up 2 more energy points. 10-8 of hearts is a pretty strong hand. The only card we have available to us at this time is our intel card. But playing the intel pre-flop is not particularly necessary, given that we're going to be opening 10-8 suited anyway. So just gonna bump this one up to 3x, as I'm slightly running out of time. And our opponent's going to call, and again, mixed fortunes on this flop. We flopped an 8. but there are 3 pairs, and this let's play our intel card. Let's see what the next card is, and this will form our decision about whether we c-bet this flop or try and get this one to showdown. Okay, and the Jack of Diamonds on the turn will give us a backdoor up and down straight draw. So I think here is a time to certainly put in a bet. We don't mind taking this down now, but we know we're going to turn some equity if we get called, and it sets us up potentially to shove the turn if PL Georgios calls. He is going to call. We have turned the Jack. We now have a pair with an up and down straight draw. We've got a nice size to shove the turn here. We do not want to get called by flushes, and we will definitely get called by made straights, but there could fold out a few hands like 8x or 9x or bare flush draws. So here we go. Don't want to get snap called. All in we go. PL Georgios got into the tank, and he's called with the 10-9. So with the spade, and we got unlucky there on the river. He's hit the flush. He had a pair. I had a pair and a straight draw. We were behind anyway. So that's 0-3 for this little session. Not going well. Things were going much better in practice. What can you do? On to the next one.